Less than 24 hours after to start off the nationwide strike over a new national minimum wage and hike in electricity tariff, the Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC) has directed its state councils across the country to ensure total compliance.
This came to light on the day unions in the oil, electricity, financial, and other critical sectors pledged total support for the indefinite strike declared by the NLC and its counterpart, the Trade Union Congress of Nigeria (TUC).
Now, you would recall that the two labor centers last Friday announced an indefinite nationwide strike from today, Monday, over the government's failure to agree on a new national minimum wage and reverse the recent hike in electricity tariff.
And that's true. NLC and TUC leaders had on Workers' Day celebrations given the federal government a May 31 deadline to conclude the negotiations on a new national minimum wage or risk nationwide industrial unrest.
The tripartite committee on a new national minimum wage set up by the government failed to make a decision on the new national minimum wage after about 4 meetings.
Meanwhile, Nigerian Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers (NUPENG), National Union of Electricity Employees (NUEE), Maritime Workers Union of Nigeria (MWN), National Union of Banks, Insurance and Financial Institutions Employees, and other critical sector unions have already written to their members to ensure total compliance.
Very true. And still with us in the studios to do justice are Barrister Asuu and Mr. Tunji Abdulhamid. Thank you, gentlemen, for hanging around. Now, quickly, let's get into the meaty part of our discussion today. Today, Monday, it was declared that the nationwide strike would kick off. It had already kicked off, and the cause effect is beginning to trickle down. Though some fuel stations are still selling fuel, but we want to believe maybe possibly by the end of today, most of them will stop selling. Aviation is grounded and so on and so forth. We'd love to ask Mr. Tunji Abdulhamid, how bad do you think this would affect the society?
Well, let me borrow the slogan of the government: no pain, no gain. If you want to achieve a good thing, you must endure, you must have pain. Just like our government will say when they introduce policy that's creating hardship, they will say you have to endure it. So we have to endure it if we want a better country. In as much as, even though I am not a total supporter of this request for demand for minimum wage, because the minimum wage alone will not solve our problem, because those who are covered by this minimum wage are not up to 1% or even less than, or just above 1% of the entire country. In other words, the people who are deeply employed with the government or the most big, some of the big companies, private companies, are the ones that are benefit from it. Because if you are employed and in your company you are not up to 25 who are employed, you are not entitled to this minimum wage we are talking about. So yes, if a company with less than 25, a private company with less than 25 staff are not captured by the minimum wage. Those, in fact, that's why you see some of the companies today, they will have about 50 staff. 30 something of them will be casual or on contracts. So those are one of the issues. So for me, and that is the reason why I am not in total support of the demand for that. Our request for the demand for more. But I won't blame Labour. Labour are doing their job. What is their job? Their job is to protect their members, and whatever they think will benefit their members is what they are paying at. Because if you look at the situation of grants, when this government came into power, so many additions in terms of spending have been incurred, or bodies have been put on the people. So the fuel that was about 87 or so or 1 or something like that per liter is now 6 or something like that per liter, which means if you are buying your full tank for 15k before, you'll be spending like 40 or 60k. Tariff for electricity is being increased by 300%. The other increment I will get, the exchange rate is 1,500 to $1. So many other increments that caused hardship on the people. Bag of rice has increased from 40 or 50,000 to 70 or 80. So many other issues like that. So in that the government must provide an avenue for people to also meet up with those new demands. It's not about them just collecting the taxes or imposing responsibility or liability of the citizen. The government must also provide. So the government in this circumstance did not do enough planning. So labor have no choice than to also ask for minimum wage that will help their members to at least mitigate some of the new introduction. So I'm not against it. We need to, like I said earlier, just to borrow the government's way. No pain, no gain. That way. But if you believe, those who believe in no pain, no gain, must also believe in this.
Okay.
Because that's the excuse now. That will create more hardship on the people. So if you can support government, that we should allow government to do what they want to do, because there's no pain, there's no gain. We also allow people to also take their own step.
Okay. Thank you, Barrister Tunji. Now moving over to you, Barrister Philip. Let me use this word, no pain, no gain. And at the same time, there is something about communication where someone is able to decode and give a positive feedback. Do you think the government the federal government are listening and will be able to decode the message the labor union are trying to pass and do the right thing? Because there's one thing for them to go on strike. There's another thing for the purpose of the strike to be met. Do you think the federal government will listen and do the right thing?
Well, from what is happening already, the federal government is not willing to come to terms with what labor is asking for. You see, it is said that any war that have a fixed date cannot get rid of the cripple. Because if the cripple sees that the war is going to start on the 18th of this month, for example, the cripple will start to move from that very day he got the message to stay out of radar where he can easily be killed. Labour said, we are going to go on strike today if the federal government does not adhere or does not give, consideration to their proposal as to the increment on the minimum wage. They said it, you understand? But now the federal government, they had meetings and all that back and forth, they're going back and forth, but the federal government, having been told of the imminent danger that is associated with strike, because today there is no way Nigeria will not lose at least 10 trillion naira today. They're already losing this morning. I mean, the seaport, they are already losing money. Serious money, not the small resources. Now, the federal ones are aware of that, consequences of this shutdown. You understand? And they allow it to spill over. So it tells you they are not listening. They are not tactical. Even if they are not going to yield to labor, they should have been able to avert the strike first and go back to the negotiation table. So that by this morning, they've always done it with them now. I thought I woke up 12 midnight to check the news, because it used to be 12 midnight. And they just say, considering the federal government this to that and this to this, we hereby call off the strike temporarily to enable labor meet the federal government again. They will tell you that they are already in a meeting that 12 midnight again. So they cannot continue with the strike while they have a very solid negotiation going on. So the people will go back to work. I'm supposed to be in court this morning. I'm not there. You are supposed to be there. You are not there. So the federal government is not handling this well, proper. That's what I think. It's not, if labor say they are going on strike on a particular day, the fact that you have not yielded to their demand does not mean you cannot get them to still come to work on that day and then push for whatever. But it looks also to me that labor is also tired of the federal government's trick and not being able to do what. Why would the federal government allow for the tariff of electricity to go that high? And when the people started complaining, the federal government started considering a reversal. The president spoke about it, the national assembly spoke, and they did not reverse it to date. And it's one of the agenda Labour have on their this thing. Then the subsidy is gone, the fuel price and all that. You destabilize the economy, you do not provide resources for adjustment. What labor is justified as far as I'm concerned. They are justified what they are doing. You cannot increase the cost of living and compel people to stay with their previous level of income. What you are doing is you are suffocating them.
Very true.
You understand? So, I mean, labor should continue the strike. I don't know where this is going to go to, but I think this strike should continue.
All right, so while we wish the strike would not continue, knowing the adverse effect on our society, I'd love to ask you, Barrister Tunji, looking at the antecedents of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who, of course, is the reason why we have most of the problem we have ravaging Nigeria today. He said that Labour, if they were interested in government, they should wait to 2027, which means already the battle line has been drawn. He does not see Labour as a union that is running after the cause of its people, but rather a union that is working towards taking over his position. Now, knowing this perception from Bola Ahmed Tinubu, do you think there's possibility of him caving in?
I think what you said now is not limited to the president. Every supporter of the president and those who are in APC have this position. Whenever you raise an issue, rather than address the issue, what they will do is to say that because they are only paying policies to know whatever they're doing. Even most of the policies they have been doing, even the appointments, they are politics. In fact, I remember when the president was campaigning for this 2023 election, he has not even won the election. He said, if I didn't do what I promised, don't vote for 2027. So already he was already targeting that. So that's why when he came in, he was doing so most things that you suit people who are politically structured to be able to back him. So for me, it's just a way of blackmail. That particular statement is to blackmail Labour for people who are not who are nobody. To say, truly, they are fighting because of the election. This is not what they are fighting for. Is not justified. And they don't have the right to do it. They have enough for them to go on strike or to go for strike. If those are positive answer, then I don't see anything like politics in that one. So for me, without my sense, it will be difficult for the president to cave in for their request. Because if you're thinking they are playing policy and they want to run down his government, for purpose of them coming into power. And I don't know whether or not those people who are talking about are major players in this politics. They are just a member, they are just an owner of the party. And they are not even effective in that party as far as I'm concerned. So for me, the government should find a way of meeting with Labour and do the right thing. And then that issue of, the AG have come with the issue of contempt of court. For me, I don't believe that any contempt here. Because what the order they obtained earlier has a purpose. It wasn't for this purpose. It was for the purpose of don't increase fair price. And that was when they went to court for another. Now, so you can't obtain an order ex parte for a particular purpose
and use it for another.
And say because I have an order,
there's no contempt.
Whatever happens, we have an value. Even if you have to do another thing, I must say I have another. No, that's not the way to go. So for me, the government should not even use this issue of court to threaten Labour. How many people they arrest? If they arrest,
even the courts on strike.
If they arrest, if they arrest the TUC and the NSC president. You think other people will come back and say,
the courts on strike.
Will come and go back to work. They will not. It will expand. It will even create more problem in that system. So the government should come back.
Thank you.
Look the way of development.
Thank you, Barrister Tunji. Now, Barrister Philly, just in 60 seconds, looking at this is day one and it's getting hotter.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen? And we're already midway into the day. What do you think will happen?
People should go and buy food, stock whatever it is. And if you don't have money, you take it on credit.
I felt because the strike since from the 12:30.
Yeah. So people should bear with Labour. I don't know a situation where people start to call Labour and say it's Labour, that's why they are suffering because of Labour. That's why it's not because of Labour, it's because of federal government. Yes, because federal government took subsidy away thoughtlessly and then float naira and float everything they were floating. They were doing all sorts of things. Acting impulsively. You are leading 200 million people acting impulsively. So that what will happen? So that we will not come to this crisis. There's no way we will not come to this crisis, and that's where we are. So the federal government must be cautious of itself. You see, the citizens, we have been warning the federal government too. We've been warning them that they should not, because the resources to put Nigeria on track is with the federal government. Yes. when you check the exclusive list, you see all the things that they arrogated to themselves, that they have no capacity to deliver on. Those issues and items is why they are with a huge chunk of the resources of this country. Not to say that the state do not have a blame there, but that they should use all those resources to fix the Nigerian citizen, to fix the country, and to start paying Nigerian citizens. For you to be a Nigerian, you are supposed to be earning money from the federal government as a Nigerian. That's how it's supposed to be. That's how it is in a very civilized country. And Nigeria is not uncivilized. It's just that corruption has finished the country. All those who have stolen the money that belongs to this country should return it. We want to develop this country. We have said it on and on and on that if they don't bring back the money that they stolen in this country, the citizens will go after them.
Thank you, Barrister. Thank you, Barrister.
I think we should, the issue of minimum wage, take away from the federal, from the exclusive list. But I was so that every state will determine what it pays workers. I think
this story will actually go on and on, but we'll stop it now. Thank you, Barrister. Thank you.
And very true, very, very true. You know, the president said that his priority now is the national anthem. Yes, so maybe we will just say, maybe let's just continue to sing the national anthem and hope that that will possibly give us the solution that we have. So that's just about the time we have for our show today. We'll have to drop our anchor, and also love to say thank you to Pastor Asuu for being part of our show. To G. Abdul Hamid, thank you also for being part of our show. Please do well to visit our website at www.enterprisetv.com. Like, comment, and follow also on our social media platform. I am Henry. Thank you for watching.
I'm Choma Okoya. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Enterprise TV, a tradition of truth.